Who dares defy my will?
Alright, we are live in Picks and Bans with 905 eSports on the left side versus Cloud Genesis on the right.
Very nice. You got it all set up and everything.
Lame.
Yeah, I just made that quick overlay.
Very nice.
My second time ever streaming. Still learning all the kinks.
Some good bands coming out. Jarvan Cho very strong right now. Draven probably maybe a target ban because I don't see a lot of that being picked. Rakan playmaker support also very popular. The Gnar ban.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be a targeted bandit Asus, and you would think the Rakan would also be to prevent the Xayah Rakan bot lane that a lot of teams are a fan of.
Yeah. We actually played 905 a while ago, to be honest. I don't remember too much about their team. I remember them being pretty good. Cloud Genesis, also one of the popular teams here.
That's an interesting first pick, Soraka. She's not really a support you see much right now.
Yes. Also interesting for a first pick, especially with kind of Janna open right now.
Yeah, a lot of teams placing higher priority on Janna. Although they both make good use of the Ardent Sensor, Janna typically good for disengage.
Yeah. I feel like the Soraka doesn't provide as much. But, you know, we'll see kind of what happens. Sedge is a great pick. Sedge and Trist, powerful picks.
Yeah, Tristana right now, maybe one of the best AD carries. Not too weak of a laning phase, and then the crazy scaling that everyone is aware of.
Yep. And she has some good mobility with her jump, so it's a pretty safe pick. Kind of like versus Cog, who scales really well, but then doesn't have any, just escapes or anything.
Yeah, with the Renekton and Maokai early picked for Cloud Genesis, you're going to want an AD carry that's able to kite the Renekton. So Tristana is a pretty good pickup there. Exactly.
They have a lot of engage right now, right? With the root, the 2 dashes from Rennick, or just the kind of the E into ulti from Lissandra. A lot of hard engage.
Yeah, definitely. Tristana is going to be hard to lock down, and she will outscale as of now from the pick and ban. Renekton's going to fall off pretty hard later. So I want to see some better scaling champions from Cloud Genesis in the rest of the draft.
Yep. Interesting that they picked their, they didn't pick their bot lane yet. I don't know if they're actually going according to pick order. Like it kind of looks like top picked their top laner and jungle picked their jungle laner.
Yeah, it does look like that. Generally, teams try and save mid and top for later for counter picking.
Yeah, interesting that they just kind of gave that up. Especially because bot lane is, you could get countered, but there's just more pressure from jungle, mid, and TP plays where counters aren't as, I'd say, effective as in the solo lanes. But interesting strategy. I mean, Maokai is a strong pick, but usually I see him kind of flexed a little more.
Yeah, definitely.
Civ being picked up. Ooh. Or Cog. Both actually would do really well with the amount of peel that they have. So good picks. Yeah,
I'd like to see a Janna or something, or Nami that'll be able to protect that Cog, because they let Janna get all the way through the draft without banning it in the second phase.
Yep. It's kind of interesting. Not sure about the Blitz ban. Blitz ban.
Yeah, and there is the Janna. That's going to be very difficult to get to that Cog later in the game. He's going to scale just as well as the Tristana, apart from the mobility.
Yeah, and I think he actually does a little bit, because the early Wits End, his early game is not too bad either. It's really hard to, he has the itemization in the early game to stay relevant, and then he has that scaling and the range in the late game to also be a monster. We'll see how well they deal with it, but I think a lot of what's required for blue team to win is to really shut down that Cog.
Yeah, and that's something that's going to be difficult with a passive laner like Soraka.
Yes. Hopefully Sedge can make some magic.
Yeah, they're going to really need to focus on that bot side because Tristana Sedge is a pretty passive laning phase.
Yeah.
As a quick reminder, the right side summoners being blocked out is a spectator bug that we're not able to fix. But we'll be able to see their summoners as soon as the loading screen comes in.
I'm actually going to get a drink of water while we're loading in.
All right.
Be right back.
All right, reminder as we load in. This is the quarterfinals of the Phoenix League. We have 905 eSports on the blue side playing against Cloud Genesis on the red side. One matchup we didn't touch on was the top lane matchup, the Riven versus Renekton. 905 Aces actually being a Riven main, this could be a lane that could go heavily in their favor, just depending on how he's able to play it out. But look for the early jungle pressure from Ryder. Syracuse telling me he's actually focusing mainly on normals for quite a while now, so he plays at a higher skill level than his rank. And he's definitely a jungler that you want to watch out for his pathing. All right, we'll be getting into loading screen in just a few seconds. We'll be able to take a look at those masteries and keystones.
Wow, I was on mute for a while. My bad.
Oh, no, you're good.
Yeah. I was like, how come? I was just saying, this 905 dedicated. Really wonder how long they've been playing together.
Wait, say that one more time? You cut out a bit.
The 905 team, right? They very, like, you can tell they're dedicated. They all switched their names.
Yeah, they got the name changes.
905.
It's definitely intimidating.
Yeah. They've probably been playing together for quite some time, and I wonder how that synergy is going to play into this.
So the bot lane of Cloud Genesis opting for cleanse on the Cog and heal on the Janna. Very interesting switch of summoner spells there.
Yep, we've seen it a couple times with the Janna because of just how easily you can abuse Ardent Sensor, and it kind of gives Cog kind of almost like two defensive spells.
Yeah, definitely against the Sejuani ult and the Riven stun, you're going to want as many escapes as possible.
Exactly.
Like we mentioned earlier, you definitely want to look for Sejuani focusing the bot lane in the early game because that Tristana Soraka is not going to be able to stop Cog from farming up.
Yeah, and especially it's going to be hard to engage because the only real stun or even slow that they have is the Sedge. And you kind of have the root from Soraka, but not really anything too consistent. And also kind of hard to land. Little bit of poke going down on Renekton over here, but just gonna recall, get away safe.
Cog also opting for that Doran shield start. He's gonna have a pretty safe laning phase.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like Sejuani's actually being starting on her Raptors with the Elise from Orianna and Soraka. And meanwhile, Maokai will be starting on his blue buff.
Oh, that Janus shield is so nice for the junglers. You can basically clear the camp with full health.
Yeah, if Janus sticks around for 2 shields time, then you can essentially take no damage during your first camp.
Yeah.
Some early trading in the top lane. Good chunk out of Riven there.
Yeah, Rennek, I mean, such an early game of user. Really interesting to see how Riven's going to kind of fan out, because if she can't kind of hold her own, you can create a lot of pressure in this top lane.
Yeah, she's going to have a very difficult time going up for CS. You can see the level 2 jump onto Riven.
Nice trading in the mid lane.
Yeah, a lot of early harass coming out from these mid laners.
They really want to kind of take control of the game and take control of the lane.
Especially with Lissandra, she's going to want to look to roam bot lane, especially as soon as she hits level 6, because it's pretty easy to set up a gank on a Soraka.
Yep. I'd imagine kind of for their mid and early game, I'd imagine a lot of pressure being put top lane, because Riven is really the only one who Flash being burned already. Riven's really the only one who can dive to kill the Cog. Sedge is really going to get stopped by kind of Maokai or even Lissandra. I think if Riven doesn't get ahead, I think they're going to have a lot of trouble dealing with Cogmaw in the late game.
Both junglers pathing towards that top side as you're talking about.
And Sedge is going for the full clear right now. Wants to hit that 6, wants to be as effective as possible. Ooh, some nice poke on from Ori.
What's your timer at?
I'm at 4:12, 14.
Oh, can you pause for 1 second and unpause?
Yeah.
Okay.
18, 19, 20.
Yeah, 20, 21.
Yeah.
Renekton building up a pretty big CS lead for himself up in the top lane. Currently about 11 ahead. Even pressuring Riven as she tries to farm on her tower as well.
Yeah, I'm doing a great job at it. Riven already no health potions right now.
Yeah, additionally starting with that longsword, not going to have really any sustain at all.
Yep. It's interesting that they would pick Riven, seeing as they had the counter opportunity.
Yeah. Asus is a Riven main, so he's definitely familiar with the matchup, but you would think they would want to pick something that had a better time laning into it.
Yeah.
They must really trust their top laner on that Riven. Alright, yeah, he went ahead and back for the Phage and teleporting back up to top lane now.
Nice.
The extra health should give him a little bit of an easier time.
Definitely. I think once they get to 6, I think the trades might be going a little bit in favor of Riven, just because the damage. But Rennick buying Tab Eye is really going to put it down.
First Tab Eye is going to pretty much stun a lot of Riven's early damage. You can see here, he's just able to walk up and trade back.
It's interesting because Renekton really is he's a caster type or fighter, right? Because his combo is really E, Q to get the damage, and then kind of E out, or maybe stun, Q, E out. Whereas Riven really always wants to, you know, continue fighting and just queuing, using her abilities with that short cooldown.
We've seen an invade here from Cloud Genesis, taking away that Gromp.
Good move from both of them to kind of shut her out. A little bit of trading in the bot lane. Ooh, Triss jumps in. Exhaust comes down.
Riven playing it really dangerous right now, having to back once again. Doesn't have that teleport available either.
Yep. Ooh, the Rennick dive. What a great stun. Great stun,
great stun,
good shield. Yeah. CS kind of even even in the bot lane. Kind of a little bit in favor of Orianna at this point, but I think that's to be expected. We haven't really seen either of the jungler gank. You know, we saw them both kind of pathing towards one side, but nothing come of it yet. Kind of been a slow game, just you know, farming. I think they're trying to scale. Both teams playing very safe and very respectful of their laners. Oh, did you? Sedge doing a lot of farming right now. Ooh, that early cog damage. Maokai unable to get something. Interesting that he doesn't come. That Maokai's not really bot, seeing as you know, Cog's kind of been pushed into his turret quite a few times. That top turret almost down right now. They might look to make a play here. And they're going to secure. That's first turret for Rennick, pushing this lead even farther. Doesn't seem like they have much of an answer to the Rennick right now. Riven's just kind of scrapping for farm. Riven gets away.
Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that.
No, it's all good. I was worried for a little bit. I was like, is my mic muted or something? That cog damage, oh my god. And Soraka is down. Triss trying to get the kill. She has to flash out. Sedge ulti whiffs it. And Riven down here as well. This is nice. Janna goes down. Triss jumping in. Don't know if that was a smart move.
Great roam from the Riven. Renekton choosing to hold his own teleport to shove the top lane in.
Yep. I think Riven's really just trying to make something something happen because she's not getting much luck down in top lane. Or sorry, up in top lane.
Yeah, you're definitely down about 40 CS. That kill and assist is going to help out, but Renekton continuing to push the top lane.
Yeah. And the Ori telly goes down. Catch the wave. It's interesting that the Riven doesn't go bot lane, because I think she would have a much easier time killing the cog than Trist. You know, and Trist, Soraka could handle the Renekton a lot easier.
Yeah, they're actually probably worried about the cog having finished that Rage Blade, pushing the Riven out of lane.
Yeah. First item is Rage Blade. I usually see that go Wit's End first for the early game, but I guess with the amount of peel that he has, it's not a bad choice.
Yeah, also not much magic damage threat. Forcing the flash out of Soraka there as well.
Yeah, that. I think maybe he's been playing too much Onslaught. They just can't. Oh my god.
Oh wow, good ult from Tristana.
Yeah.
Orianna choosing to hold her ult and not cancel the teleport there. Pretty interesting.
Yeah, I wonder maybe she thought she wouldn't get it. Janna picks up the kill.
Oh, well, there's the ult.
Who's gonna fight this? He goes on Soraka. Soraka goes down. This is Ori. Oh my god. Rennick is so big right now.
This is exactly what you want on Renekton, to get extremely fed and farmed in the early game so you can completely take over the mid game.
Yeah. Once you're this far ahead, it is so hard to stop you. I mean, Triss doesn't have her items yet. Riven is... she's falling behind.
.905 barely having the damage to fight off the Rift Herald.
Huh. Well, about a 4K difference in gold over to Cloud Genesis.
Yeah, and a majority of that's going to be on the Renekton up top. About a 50 CS lead and 2 kills to his name.
So if you're, I mean, both of these team comps are very kind of team fight oriented. I'd say maybe the Riven has a little more split push potential, kind of in the late game, and maybe that's what they're going for.
Yeah, but all in all, both teams looking to protect their late game scaling ADCs.
Yep. Yeah, I think Cloud Genesis, in my opinion, has a little bit better of a draft. They have the disengage and the engage. You know, maybe a little bit too much kind of magic damage, but overall very well. Whereas the, you know, I think 905 is really playing more comfort picks than team picks, or like just a team comp.
Yeah, especially with
we'll see how that plays out for them. Yeah.
I mean, of course you can try some flash Riven plays with the Orianna ball and see what you can get, but it might be difficult for her to actually get to the back line.
Yeah. And you have to keep in mind that Ori also has to be with range of her. Or else the ball is not going to travel that far.
Infernal Drake coming up in 5 seconds.
Huge team fight breaks out here.
You can see Kog'Maw just free hitting in the back, absolutely obliterating 905.
Killing spree.
Wow.
Berserk, the only member of 905 left standing. And that's going to be a free Drake there for Cloud Genesis.
Yeah, and they'll probably get this tower as well. Things are not looking good for 905 right now.
Oh, looks like that actually was a spectator bug. It was a Cloud Drake, not Infernal.
Come on, Mage Man, what are you doing? Abusing our viewers.
Sorry I abused you, viewers. Ardent Senses completed on both teams now. Going to be able to boost their AD carries damage.
Yep, interesting though that a lot of people have been rushing Ardent Sensor before they get the Sightstone. You can just see the vision difference. You know, all of bot side jungle, it has wards on it.
Yeah, definitely one of the contributing factors for that fight. Cloud Genesis able to set up in their bot jungle around the dragon.
Exactly, and just kind of pinpoint where people are.
You can see Asus up top getting himself into a 1v2. Another fight breaking out in the mid lane. Orianna gets deleted. And that's the power of that Lissandra ult into immobile mages like Orianna.
Yep.
You can see Cog with that Ardent Sensor shield on top of him, just ignores the entire 905 lineup.
Yeah, he just doesn't even care that Sedge is running at him.
So is there any way for 905 to come back?
Like I was saying earlier, I think they need a good Sedge ult and Riven to be able to get on top. Because right now they're playing in a very kind of defensive state. Like if you rewinded that just a little bit back, you would see Cog plenty of chances where they could have caught Cog out. And it looks like they're kind of scared of him, rather than kind of abusing the fact that he's immobile, he is squishy, and Riven, you know, could probably burst him pretty quickly. I think once Cog goes down, you know, unfortunately their other laners are ahead as well. They have full damage threats. I don't know what they can do here, to be completely honest.
Yeah, Cloud Genesis going for the immediate 20-minute Baron and shredding right through it. Only taking them 15 seconds. A good ult from Orianna, but will she be able to get away? Yeah, she'll walk right out of that one.
It sucks to be forced to use these ultis defensively, because you really want to have as much as you can in team fights.
Yeah, especially with Riven and Sejuani, you want to get the ball onto them and get the Kog'Maw and the ultimate from Orianna, but pretty much going to be impossible at this point. Wow, Sandra going in, basically 1v5.
What a great stun, and then ultis herself, gets damage on all 5 team members. That was beautiful. Great job at holding the tower.
Cloud Genesis putting this Renekton pick to perfect use, just taking advantage of every early and mid game fight they could, getting him fed.
Yep. This might be a game here.
Orianna ult, but it's all just for fun now.
Yeah, it just doesn't have the damage. You see this a lot in Korea where they pick early game comps, early and mid game comps, and just try to get this game over with as fast as they can. And it's kind of what you see happening right now. I mean, Triss trying to take a tower, trying to get some gold. But mid inhib down, 1 Nexus turret down. Things are not looking good for 905.
Berserk able to pick up a bot lane tower, but that's just some consolation money at this point. 10k gold behind.
At 22 minutes, that is... You have to be kind of thinking, what's going through 905's head.
Yeah, especially in a best of 3 series, you have to wonder if they'll be able to bounce back and fix their draft in the next game.
Yeah, definitely interested to see who they ban.
Yeah, I want to see a better matchup for their top lane, especially.
Yep.
If they're given the counter pick, they should take advantage of that, and not put a Riven into a lane against a Renekton.
Maybe somebody, I think the Soraka also, I think a Thresh, especially into a Kog'Maw, you kind of want maybe a Leo or a Thresh or these immobile carries, they just don't really have the tools to take advantage of that. Kog is tower diving right now, saying, I don't care.
Yeah, Baron buff's still active here for another couple seconds. Gonna get another tower in the bot lane there.
Yep. Riven trying to flank, but decides, never mind. Too many team members.
Yeah, with the Janna there to protect the Cog, there's not really much a Riven flank would accomplish at this point. Yep.
Ori telly top. Maybe she's trying to get this turret. Desperation plays, trying to get some gold, open up the map to their side as well. They say it's usually easier to play from behind because your options are much more limited. You kind of have to react to what the winning team is doing. But at the same time, when you're this far behind, it's hard to kind of see the light, the victory.
Yeah, especially with the 11k gold deficit, pretty much your only option is to stand at these towers and try to clear the waves.
Yeah. And Ori trading turrets, interesting decision. They get the turret, but they lose inhib. I don't know if that was the best trade. Like that. That was a moment right there where I feel like Cog could get caught out.
Yeah, he flashed in aggressively, forced the flash out of Soraka, but if all 5 members had been there from 905, they maybe could have tried to turn.
Yeah, exactly. And I think another thing that people don't realize, shutdown gold is pretty big. I mean, if you kill Lissandra, you put that gold on Ori. That's an additional 450 gold on top of that kill. That's a blasting wand or something else that is only going to help scale.
Yeah, Renekton as well hasn't been killed this game. Gonna have a lot of extra gold if they do manage to take him out.
Yeah. 316 right now. Things not looking too great for 905.
Yeah, 2 inhibitors down. Cloud Genesis now looking towards the top lane.
Yeah. And there's not much you can do. I mean, they also don't have wave clear. at least not this early.
Yeah, the Tristana's going to need a couple more items and a couple more levels to be able to reach those waves properly.
Yeah, exactly. Executioner's coming down from Cog, which is going to be huge for the Soraka heals. Gate that. Triss goes in, but can't find it. Okay, here we go. Cog just staying in the back.
Yeah. You can see they used everything they had to try and get on the Cog there, but unable to take him out.
Yep. I think it's just unfortunate. That's a 5-0.
It's a 5 for 0, and that's going to be the game. Cloud Genesis absolutely obliterating 905 in the first game of this series.
Yeah. I think a lot of it's going to, kind of change what happens in this next ban phase.
Yeah, the early game actually going pretty well in laning phase, except for that top lane. Orianna picking up a CS lead over Lissandra. The bot lane doing decently. I just want to see a better matchup for Asus up top.
Definitely, definitely.
Take a look at these damage numbers real quick. Riven never really able to get to the backline and deal her damage.
Yep. And part of that, the Janna pick, they had so much peel with Mao, Janna, even Rena could be used defensively.